Hi everybody, Wendy Lee here with Leadership Revolution, and welcome to Transformational Tuesdays. So every day we come to you every week for Transformational Tuesdays on bringing up topics that help us on our journey of growth. So I had a really interesting conversation that sparked some conversation around one of the universal laws, which there's quite a few universal laws that I like to have a go-to for when I'm thinking about where I am on my journey, especially if I have a question or a situation that I'm trying to figure out. Because the universal laws, you don't have to figure out anything. It is what it is. That's why they're laws. So I wanted to first tell you a little bit of a story of how this came about today and how I thought it was so apropos to talk about. So I was talking to a friend of mine who is not only a soul sister, who's on her own transformational path. She's also somebody that I look up to, and also, just part of my tribe that I keep connected with. And in our conversation today, we were talking about where she was in a job that she took, and in her mind's eye, she had an idea of how much money she wanted to make, the hours she wanted to work, and was all ready before she went into the interview about what it was that she needed, wanted, and was going to show up for in this job interview. And during the job interview, they really liked her automatically. They gave her a lot of praise and kudos for her experience and, just attention for her abilities. And so she walked out of there taking the position that she made less money that she had desired, and the hours were more than she wanted. So we were talking through this about what parts of her she was sacrificing in order to get this attention or feeding something in her. And it got me thinking about one of the universal laws, which is that law of sacrifice, which basically says that we sacrifice something of a lower nature in order for us to achieve something on a higher nature. But the word sacrifice in itself played along with many parts of this conversation. Like, what parts of herself did she sacrifice in order to take this position that deep down really did not serve her highest good and was not in an intentional way that was serving her? And she's already frustrated, and she's already maybe kind of sort of feeling a little bit resentment for making the decisions. And it got me curious to asking ourselves, where in our lives do we sacrifice pieces of ourselves in order to be liked, accepted, appreciated? I know for myself, I've done that several times in my life. And as I've continued on the journey of my transformation, what I know to be true today for sure is that sometimes we have to work through that thinking and let go of those old paradigms in order that we can step into the next level that we are created and made for and designed for. So how can you tell if you're not in alignment with that? Well, like I said, she was feeling resentment. She was feeling frustrated. She wasn't happy. She wasn't content. And in the evaluation of it, it's easy for us to say, well, I'm these things because of that. They didn't provide me with this, or I thought it was something different than it was. And in the end of the day, it comes down to the ownership piece. So one of the things that we can do when we are going through life and making these choices, right, which takes us to this path or to that path, is thinking about how intentional we are in those choices. And I've really gotten good at writing down a list. And included in that list is my non-negotiables. So let's say that I am, one of the things that I'm doing right now in my business is networking. So one of my non-negotiables is I want to, when I am around networking or doing things of that nature, I want to feel a certain way. I want to feel uplifted. I want to feel supported. I want to feel good in that energy when I'm in that realm. And if I don't, then that's a non-negotiable for me. And so that just means that that's not the right fit for me. So by me having intention and taking ownership, I don't have to be mad or frustrated with anybody. And sometimes that means that I have to let go of pieces that no longer serve me. So I have to honor that universal law of sacrifice, which simply means I have to let go of some of those things so that other things can appear. Think of it this way. Let's say that your brain and your heart is full of all of these things that don't serve you, right? Well, you only have so much room in there. So we're filled up with all of this stuff. Where does that leave room for the things that are trying to find you to show up? And it's so easy to get hooked into that because, raise your hand if you agree, sometimes we struggle with people pleasing. Sometimes we struggle with overextending ourselves. Sometimes we struggle with doing stuff for ourselves because we feel like it's selfish. And so we end up sacrificing ourselves. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't make me very happy. And I have signed up to be happy and joyful in what I do. So, as a rundown again for today, remember that the universal law of sacrifice just means that sometimes you got to let go of things that no longer serve you. And that might feel hard, it might feel scary to you, it might feel uncertain. But if your heart keeps telling you it no longer serves you, or you're showing up in pieces that are frustrating, or you're not happy, guess what? You have a choice. And you own that choice. It is nobody else's responsibility. The other piece about it is that it is okay to feel that way, and you're going to fluctuate between that off and on. Every level that you move up, there'll be choices to make for you to then go to the next level. So for me, I can say unequivocally, I said that right the first time, that when I am vibing at the high vibration, of where all of that is true for me, everything starts showing up automatically. I don't have to try so hard because I have come with alignment with myself and my divine purpose. So I hope that this has helped somebody tonight. And I'm just having an awesome time on my journey right now. Like, my season is really buzzing, and it's attracting some great things. So if you haven't already, you can check out my page at Leadership Revolution. Go over there and follow. You can also go to leadershiprevolution.com and join my email list, where you'll get all kinds of goodies there. And remember that transformation is all about vulnerability, about allowing yourself to be seen as you're going through transformation. You don't have to show up all perfect and ready to go, right? If we keep waiting until we're ready to start, we're never going to start. So vulnerability is such a key piece. And so if you haven't already, I also want to offer you my surprising benefits of connecting to your vulnerability. And it's basically, you can go on there, it's a PDF for free, leadershiprevolution.com/vulnerability. And I have lots of great stuff coming up this Friday, and there'll be some posts on my page. I'm going to be a guest on a podcast, a live podcast, so I'm super excited about that. Look for that post. In October 19th, so thrilled and honored to be part of Universal Fest, which is basically a day, a festival to raise the consciousness level of this world. And I am going to be in the Divine Feminine Red Tent doing a piece on vulnerability. So, oh my gosh, so honored about this. I just listened to my heart and it's showing up. So I hope to see you at one of these events. I hope to see you out in the world. Thank you, everybody that showed up. I don't have my glasses on, so I kind of see your name. But I see that people are popping up. And as always, I just, from the bottom of my heart, my wish is that we all find that freedom, that true freedom to be who we are meant to be and to shine our light in this world. So I love you. Thank you for tuning in to Transformational Tuesdays, and we will see you next time. Mwah. Love you guys. For my Houston people, please be safe. All of a sudden we have a tropical storm, so I'm just wishing everybody well and be safe. Love you. Bye-bye.